So this is a scrap piece that I've taken, and I've done multiple different things to it to sort of show what you can do to this foam. And I'm in love with using the soldering iron on this foam. I feel like I get much more control because when I'm using the soldering iron, there's no kickback. There's no resistance. It just burns right through the material. And then if I'm using, say, my Dremel, which is somewhere in the house right now, good cuts, and you can sand and create shape. Like, for example, here I went from making it look like a one-dimensional flat piece to a very two-dimensional raised edge up on this piece, and that's something that I'm going for with these pauldrons, is that I want to create that illusion of a raised edge, either by digging down into the foam and creating that false raised edge, or actually adding more foam on top, and that's why I have these strips here, is to do that. So this is a soldering iron, and best thing to do is draw your lines with Sharpie first, and then it is super simple to just use the soldering iron to follow the line. Obviously here it's really sloppy, but that was just sort of me practicing. And then you can see it's easy to get holes and textures, and these are different bits that I was experimenting with. So you can add a texture to the EVA foam before painting by using some Dremel bits. Depending on what you're doing, that can be super helpful. And same thing applies to the soldering iron. You can add different bits to the soldering iron to get different effects. For example, I just bought this pack. I'm going to see how this goes. But lastly, we're coming back to this scrap piece here because I want to show you the use of hot glue. Now, I haven't refined this edge at all. I would preferably take an X-Acto knife and level the glue so that it was even with the foam. But hot glue, I find, is one of the only materials so far that I found most suitable for patching any imperfections in the foam, because EVA is a flexible material and you don't want to patch the hole with something that's rigid and that will crack or break as the foam moves around it. So what's great about hot glue is that it is rather flexible and will move with your foam. So that's what I would recommend for repairs.